Rulings. We prefer rulings over rules so we can keep our game moving and everyone enjoy the session and keep it moving forward. I'm in dire need of a haircut today and a beard trimmer. I don't know where my beard trimmer went. I had one. I don't know where it's at. Getting a new one, I guess. So, how to make a ruling about a character creation. In Dragonslayer, it does not specifically say only demi-humans can multi-class. But since the game is inspired by AD&D, humans dual class and have unlimited advancement, demi-humans get to be multiple things at once. It's my ruling. Bam, done. Like I said, we're going to try to do raw as possible, but it's a game balance thing, right? If everybody can be everything, then everybody will be everything with the most power options, right? Now, I do believe that the entire reason that you take the restrictions of all classes is a balancing thing. And it functions as class protection. There's no real good reason to be a fighter mage unless you really want to use touch spells a lot. Or you want to throw that dart really, really good, or beat people up with your beat stick, because your weapon choices are terrible. The daggers. The most common magical weapon in the game is a dagger. I don't think people realize that. If you look at all the charts through every edition of the game, dagger really just is everywhere. So a high-level party, there's no reason that every party member wouldn't have a magical dagger as a backup weapon. It reminds me of an article I read in Dragon Magazine about the battle at Demon Pass, where the paladin or whatever only had a magical dagger, so they had to fight in full plate with a dagger to defeat the creature. Stabby, stabby. Woo! But that was a long, drawn-out combat. But why do we prefer rulings over rules? And I'm a firm believer it moves the game along. And it lets you customize your game to the type of players you have. So that's one of the reasons I like it. Plus, the more crunch you have, the more power gaming, min-maxing, munchkinism you have to deal with. And I hate dealing with it. It changes the game into an adversarial relationship. It sucks all the fun out of it. Now, if you really like adversarial stuff, then those people who really like Braunsteins, whatever they're arguing about on Twitter, Broser or whatever they're calling it, more power to you guys. So, rulings over rules. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. I think I had another point to make, but I went blank. Game well. Game often, guys. Keep gaming. I'm running 2 games a week. I've been hinted at maybe I should try to run a third. I'm like, I don't know if I want to run 3 games. I wouldn't mind playing in a game. So it'd be run 2, play 1 is a really sweet spot. It keeps your noggin. You get inspired by other people's games and how things move along. I typically don't play on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays. There's too many things going on. I did get a game of Battletech in, and that was a blast. Really long, drawn-out, protracted battles, but it's fun. Everybody's enjoying Dragonslayer so far. I think the combats, as we get used to the system, declaration phase and cross-chat have eaten up most of our time. And I thought about going to a group caller, but this is each individual action. So You go through the order of action, ask people's actions, and then you go through it. The other ruling was, and this is a powerful one, and it goes back to AD&D experience. Everybody knows Gygax was obsessed with polearms. I like polearms. I like them a lot. There was a magical polearm in here, and the barbarian picked it up. Doesn't realize it's magical, so it's fine. But anytime you move from an adjacent square away or shift, it says shift in there, without using the word 5 foot step. You know, everybody wants to I think everybody's tiptoeing around that OGL, for the threat of the OGL, but you can't copyright or trademark a rule. So I mean, it's ridiculous. It says every time you move through, and there's no limit on it. So once you're engaged in combat, you are engaged, and that was very evident last night. In another tight room where they got swarmed by some giant rats. The giant rats were hiding in kegs and cases, and one character started to move them around and put them on the trapdoor so nothing could come up. Smart, but that's where all the critters were. So the critters started swarming out, agitated, like, oh no. And they started attacking. He was using a polearm. So as creatures adjacent ran away, right? And if you're adjacent, a creature has a reach, like long attacks, 10, 15 foot, they can attack you when you move away. This doesn't say there's a limit. And a feature in AD&D with the polearm is when people came within reach of the polearm and tried to advance past it, you got an attack. So if you had a polearm if you had a polearm fighter, you got a free attack on anything that tried to run up on you because you had a big polearm sticking out in front of you. It's really obscure. A lot of people used it. Most people didn't use most anything in AD&D, to be honest. And so anything running through his reach, he got to attack. That's very powerful. So a bunch of polearm guys can basically limit your movement in a room, because when you move, they get to attack you. You move through their field of vision, right? I'm going to just keep that rule to 1 per creature as they move through. So if they move through, you get 1 attack, but not every 5 foot. You know, that'd be ridiculous. Then you would be paralyzed by certain types of creatures who have reach. You would be paralyzed and unable to move because it's the sheer volume of attacks. So since it's a free action to change weapons, you can walk around with the polearm, and as things charge in, you attack, and then you throw it down, whip out your other weapon, which is what's happened a lot. But basically, that creates a screen to where the polearm, if he's attacked by multiple creatures trying to run up on him, I can attack each one of them once. And if I kill one, I can cleave. If I'm a fighter or if I'm a ranger or barbarian of the appropriate level. They don't cleave to like 7th level. Very powerful, very dynamic, a little bit more realistic people get credit for. You try to charge in between 2 dudes with polearm to get to a guy in the middle, you get hedgehogged. I've seen it once or twice at some HEMA where they'll make a V, and these guys get in the middle and they just get pounded from every direction. It's like, sorry about your luck, bro. But that was a ruling we made last night based on experience with AD&D and how it was written up in Dragonslayer. All right? Guys, I think they kind of realize how powerful that is. So, yeah. You make the ruling, your game runs faster, everybody's like super excited to be able to choppy everything up. It's cool. I dig it. I encourage that kind of play. Maybe I'll do some more in-depth stuff on rules. I got so much stuff going on lately, it's crazy, so we'll see. Game well. Game often. Have a hoot with your friends, bros. Later.